Hey guys, it is April 10th, 2019, and we're going to do a quick walk around everything we've got going on indoors, all of our peppers mainly, just to show how they look and what we've got going on before we start flushing them out and giving them away and getting the one set aside that we're going to keep. Right now what we're looking at here is the yellow Scotch bonnet, and these are going out to some friends, so we won't be growing these ones this year, but the roots are doing very well. They're ready to go in the ground. They can last a couple or a few more weeks in these cups just fine until it's time to put them out. But just a quick look at everything before we start flushing plants out, to get our space back and
plant more.
plant more. UT's gonna show how to hand pollinate, what we do when we hand pollinate, just in case you have an issue with pollinators coming around, and so he's gonna give a quick demonstration on that right now.
Alright, so as we go through these different peppers and stuff, hold on 1 second. As we go through these different peppers and stuff, this is a really exciting time for us because we are about to give these 3 plants away to some coworkers. So we've given a bunch of the tomatoes from the community tray away, and we have our own tray going, and we're starting to need more space, and these plants are doing excellent. These right here, the reason that we probably won't be having this in our yard is because we believe that the lemon habanero we got last year, it looks exactly like a Scotch bonnet. So these 3 here are the yellow Scotch bonnet. They do have some going. I would suggest anybody that was to transplant a pepper along this line would transplant it up the stem as far as they can, getting any nodes before the branching, all the way up to say here. And then take all the flowering off. Take all the flowering off, perhaps top it and keep it out of direct sunlight right after you top it and transplant. Give it a day or two to kind of get ready, but there's a flower on this one right here. There's 3 ways that you can hand pollinate, especially indoors since there's really no pollinators in here. But one way is you just use your hand and you just sit there and you can kind of tap at the flower like that. Or if your plant's strong enough and you're outdoors, you can shake. A lot of times wind will kind of do that. Another way that we like to do it often is with a shish kebab stick or any kind of long stick. The best method I've seen with this is grabbing at the very, very, very end of it. So you would basically try to simulate like you're a bee and tap it. If you can see the flower here, the pollen comes from up around the rim and it's got to touch the tip of this. As you can see though, got to touch the tip of that right there. The pollen will come out of here and touch right here. This one right here, I'm pretty sure that the flowers will fall off when it needs transplanted anyways, but that's another way. Method of that is the very end of the stick. The farther back you can get on it, the more micro vibrations you can get on the tip part when you're trying to do the shaking of it. And then the third way would be a toothbrush. This way works really, really, really good indoors.
It's a vibrating toothbrush.
Yeah, vibrating toothbrush. And that right there, you just kind of rest it on the back side of it a little bit and kind of try to shake that pollen out. So you can do it with your fingers, with a stick, or with a vibrator.
So that's a good way to hand pollinate. If you don't have pollinators that come around, or if you're having a hard time getting them to come around, you can hand pollinate your flowers on almost any plant and get them to produce. But these are the yellow Scotch bonnet, and they'll be going out tomorrow. Let's take a look at what else we've got going on.
Up here is the Medusas and the golden. I'll just give a quick little peek of those. We're kind of covered those recently. More peppers growing on them.
These are the Medusas, and they're doing very well, looking very healthy.
These would make really, really good little potted plants. We probably will end up giving these out as gifts as well. Tons and tons of flowering on them.
Oh yeah.
Makes the toothbrush a lot easier to just kind of reach down around through there to get those going. But where else do we have peppers?
We have the bins.
All right, these just got a trim. These did have a couple days for a couple hours each outside on the hardening off when we had some warmer days. But these just got a massive trim because they were kind of pressing on each other too much. So in order to free up some space, we're starting to get rid of some peppers. And
So here's all these ones. They all look super healthy and very nice. We're very proud of how they're looking this year. I think they're a lot better this year than they were last year at this time.
I think this one's a Fushimi. But the ones that make it into our yard, we won't really talk too much about. I think the Violet Sparkle and the Mira will be the two sweet peppers that we'll be giving out to friends and family pretty soon.
So here's a look at some.
These lights right here are double bulbed. So they are $20 at the Home Depot is what we saw, and they give out 4,500 lumens.
Yeah. They've been doing pretty good on the plants. Just a quick look at everything we got going on before we start flushing them out to people. And
Let's show the roots on one of these. This one's the Bohemian Goat. This one's the one we're excited about. It's a super hot word pepper.
I can't see. It's too dark. Oh yeah, it's covered in roots all the way around.
Yeah, so some of these are kind of too far along for us, so we run into problems with being too far ahead and too far behind. We're still planting, so we'll take you to the bathroom next.
Hold on, I wanted to take a look at some of these other ones, but this is the
We
other
have to come
pepper
along
bin.
and pop flowers off too.
Yeah, they've been flowering and stuff, but they're super healthy this year, and we're very proud of how they're turning out. I think people will enjoy getting them. We'll be right back. These are some sprouts that we have that still need transplanted. They're getting super long and leggy. There are ahi lemon habanero, I think.
The purple jalapeno never sprouted on us, so I want to make a side note. On the other one that we have started right here, we put the, I think is it Marie or Mary curry? There's a cross, it's between a poblano and a pimento pepper. So that cross is out on the 33 different varieties from the purple jalapeno. We just couldn't get any of these to sprout, but as you can see, this is super, super over damp. So we think it's this pocket because we've had pockets with this, or problems with this pocket a lot.
So here's these ones. And then we have our black cobra back here in the corner. That one's doing super good. And another side note real quick, just the lucid gems that we couldn't get to sprout in our little tray. We ended up putting like the extra soil when we transplanted the one sprout into our house plants, our other plants, and they sprouted. So we're going to have to pull those. So all the seeds we planted sprouted, they just didn't want to sprout in the little plug.
Yeah, so lucid gem were completely viable. They just were in a bad plug. So sometimes that's an issue, is just for some reason a random plug might be retaining too much water or having that kind of issues. But we just basically plant into this plugs. When they get out, we transplant them into the double cup method and then relay them into either the upstairs sunroom or the back door area. So there you go, and we'll show you the upstairs now.
And then here is our last grouping of peppers. We have these upstairs in the bedroom, or as UT likes to call it, the sunroom. And so we have all of these here too, and a lot of these will be also given out and flushed out and also set aside for our garden. But we just wanted to give you a quick look at everything before it was all gone. And they're just super healthy and super pretty.
This is the golden right here. supposed to be an ornamental.
There's tons of flowering on these ones.
When there's that many flowers, it's suddenly easy to tap the plant, or just hit the whole thing. That vibration right there will knock the pollen loose onto the end. This room works really, really well too, because this window
It's a
is
south-facing window, so it gets a lot of sunshine throughout the whole day, and the plants love the natural sunlight. And then in this bin just right over here, we have some recently transplanted sprouts as well. So we're moving along and got quite a bit going on, but a lot of this will be gone soon and given away, and then we'll just have what we're going to be growing. Just wanted to give you guys an update on how everything looks and how things are going. And we're super excited for this grow season, and excited at how well everything's going along and doing.
When we first moved here, we finally got a yard to ourselves, and we were super excited about that. We started a garden, even though it's all rock. We decided to start trying to container garden. Second year we got better, third year we got better, last year was the fourth year, and we just took off. This community has really provided a lot of motivation and support. Anything else you want to say?
We're just happy for the support and the good, kind words and the motivation, really. And getting to see how everybody else does their own thing in their gardens, and we like to share what we're doing as well and just show what we do, what works for us. And
this may not be much to some people, and this may be a lot to some people, but for us it's monumental. It's unlike anything we've seen. So
yes,
it's Thunderdome when it comes to the peppers. We're not sure what's going to make it into the yard. Some of the ones that we were hopeful for are way too advanced, so we'll see what happens. We're getting at least 15 of these 33 varieties. UT, Kiddo, and Angel, and we love you guys.
thanks for watching.